So this is a continuation of my first video on a possible sub access to inner Earth. This is pretty much where we left off. Let's start it up again. This is the one where I was showing you going back in. And the next one, I guess, would be this, Once again, how they manipulate, whatever they're manipulating. But it's really tough at times. But, this looks like ice again, and it's just not. This is a restaurant. This is an inner Earth restaurant, okay? This thing's kind of wild. I'm not sure what the heck to make of this thing. But, it's got wings. It looked like it's flying out of there. Man, I don't know. But if you look, here's a head. And this gentleman is reaching for something, okay? There's a being behind him. There's a being here. Look at this being. Purple hair. I've shown these people before. Well, there's one. Okay, there's a purple hair person. If you look here, this is a waitress. Okay, here's her head. Here's her behind, and her legs are on the ground, and both of her arms are on the table. And what she's doing is she's waiting on these two people here at this table. This is a restaurant. These are all tables. Can't really see people, but if you dive into some of these, you can actually see, the walls and kind of what they have on the decor and stuff. Really, it's pretty wild. Moving right along. Yes. Here we are again. This is number 2. Once again, ice, right? You start diving in there and you can start picking out buildings, structures, okay? I'm not even going to go into much of this because this is interesting, and so is this, and I'll blow it up for you. But, hard to say, but this kind of looks like, I think I showed you 3 astronauts so far, and that one's pretty close. He's flying through the air, okay? Here's an interesting thing here. I guess there's, it looks like ice, but this is a platform of some sort. And what you have here is this is a back of a chair, okay? And here's an arm. One's facing this way and the other one's facing this way, okay? And if I zoom in, I don't want to go too far because it'll start getting all pixelated, but there's a child here. There's one child here. I think this looks like a boy, and this looks like a girl, and she actually looks like she has a puppy dog in her hand, like a stuffed animal. And if you look at Dad here, he's in the chair, but he's leaning over and got dark hair. You can about see the light bulb. I wouldn't think they use light bulbs, but this looks like a lamp. But there appears to be somebody. Here's a head. Okay, looks like got a goatee. All right, but it looks like he's like kneeling down over here. One very interesting thing is if you look at his table, here's the legs. Okay, he's got some kind of table here, but it looks almost like some kind of ball type of astronomy something or other. I don't even know. But You know, this kind of looks like a ghost right here. They whitewashed him. You know, there's a being over here. Looks like he's got a scarf. Okay. Um, there's something in here. I'm not quite making it out right now, but there's something here. But what this is, so I thought there was another being standing up, but this is another inner Earth entrance, and same as over here. This is another inner Earth entrance. There's a being right here, and you can't make it out, but it actually looks like there's a cowboy hat, and I brought these up before, but it's just too pixelated, so I'm not even going to go there. And it looks like there's another one standing right in the doorway, but these are two entrances. But this is just how they manipulate everything. You know, it's not ice. You know, so when I'm looking for possible landlocked locations where a sub can go, well, I do have some other ones, just these aren't them. So maybe I can get there in this video and maybe not. This whole string here, I'm going to save that. And, you know, I forget anymore where I'm even at with these, because, I mean, you lose track, you know. This is just another ice looking thing, and I'm sure this has some significance in the rock. I mean, the place is just, it's carved up to look. I mean, here's a good example of where you can see, man, it's carved up. The terrain is carved up. There's stuff all over the place. But it looks like ice. You know, you start going in. You know, this ain't ice. This is, I don't know what the heck that is. Some kind of tank. You know, you see these things all over the place. You know, I don't know what they are. Discs. I just lights. I just don't know. Looks like there's something in the shadows, but you know, you dive in here, you know, and I mean, you can see the structures within. You know, look at this. You know, then it gets all jacked with whatever overlay they're putting on it. You know, but it's difficult at times to try to figure things out. You know. Let's see if I got another number for you. I got a few minutes here. Let me show you a couple of things here. If I can get an eyeball on something. All depends on how deep you're going in. This is pretty interesting right here. And if you look at this, I almost want to call this a military man. And what's going on here is, I think this is a man-made entrance right here. Here's another entrance, and here's water. Okay, these are entrances, because I've shown you similar before. Here's another one. Okay, and this is something I'm sure, but these are entrances. And okay, now I'll point now that I'm seeing them better, because a lot of this stuff you got to give it a minute. But what is here that I see? Okay, and look at the pillars on the entrance of the city, and I'm gonna say this is the waterway. Okay, just so happens to be outside, because I'm sure it's going underground. Okay, and these are the things I've been looking for, because it's going through here, it's going in, and this is an entrance of a different sort, and I'm sure there's one here. But if you look at this guy, and I'll give you a minute here, okay? But I'm going to show it to you again. Let me blow it up real big. But here's a cross, okay? And look, it's around his neck. This is a gentleman's head. He has like a beard type of goatee, but he almost looks like he's dressed up in military. And I do have some of those in here as well that I'll probably pull out sooner or later. And actually, police officer looking too. Almost unmistakable. You know, here's one. It looks like there's a being walking here. But if I flip this picture around, and I'm not going to, it almost looks like there's something here. And this is what makes it all so hard. I'm not going to go there with that one. And I'm running out because that was kind of what I wanted to have for the last video. But I guess I will show you this. Here's number 4. You know, there's buildings all over in here. You know, this is a full-blown city up in here. And this is certainly not frozen. And I know there's access here somewhere, but I know this is another spot that, you know, could be possible. I guess if the elevation is proper, you know, but then again, you know, maybe they have canals or something where they, you know, hoist them up with water. I mean, who knows anymore, man, but I'm about losing my bean here, man. I've been looking at this screen way too long, and I lost track, so my apologies. But until next time.